My fiancé said, "Cancel your promotion, I don't like the attention." I agreed out loud. Privately, I signed the offer letter. He found out at the worst possible moment. At 31, I was a woman working as a product compliance lead in Savannah, Georgia. Caleb was my fiancé, 35, and we had been together 4 years. Between venue deposits and vendor retainers, $18,600 sat on the line. When he tried to kill my promotion from my own inbox, I chose myself. Most mornings started the same in the Tideview district with a quick walk and black coffee. I liked clean counters, lists, and plans that held. On my lunch break at Harbor Light Bagels, I sat in the same corner booth. The place smelled like toasted sesame and fresh paper menus. I tipped $6 and checked my inbox again. I had been steady for years, the dependable one. Caleb called me the anchor like it was a compliment. At the Lantern Pier Saturday Market, my favorite stall sold spicy pickles. I bought 3 jars because I always hosted Sunday dinners. Those dinners were my calm thing, my proof of stability. Caleb filmed weddings for a living, mostly on weekends. He had charm on demand and a grin that could sell anything. I loved that confidence, even when it felt performative. We met at a friend's game night in the Eastgate Commons. I asked him about cameras, and he talked like the world listened. Back then, I thought his certainty would balance my caution. My flaw was simple. I stayed quiet too long. I tried to negotiate with people who only wanted control. The email arrived on a rainy afternoon at Juniper Loop Cafe. My mechanical pencil rolled across the table when my hand shook. The subject line glowed like a dare. It read, "Offer details, Senior Compliance Manager." I reread the subject line twice, then a third time. The role was in Spokane, Washington. It paid $162K with a $14K signing bonus and a 6% match. Health coverage started day 1, and the team sounded sharp. I told myself to breathe. Then I pulled out my little kitchen timer from my tote. I set it for 5 minutes and read every line slowly. That timer was silly, a bright orange thing I once used for baking. Now it kept me from spiraling. When it chimed, I stopped rereading and started planning. I waited until dinner to tell Caleb. We ate at Mariner Street Grill, the kind with dim lights. The check was $84 and I paid without thinking. "I got offered a promotion," I said. He looked up, chewing like it annoyed him. "That's cute," he said. "It's not cute," I said. He smirked like I was pitching a hobby. Then he leaned back and made a show of looking me over. "You're going to embarrass yourself," he said. "I've done harder things," I said. He waved a fork toward me. "People will talk," he said. His eyes slid toward the other tables. He cared more about the room than my face. At home in our Willowstone Court apartment, he paced. He hated silence, so he filled it with judgment. "You don't need Spokane," he said. "You need to stay here." The way he said "need" made my jaw tighten, like I was a pet he fed. "It's a serious offer," I said. He snorted. "You're not built for that kind of attention," he said. "I'm built for work," I said. He pointed at the engagement photo on the shelf, the one where he insisted on holding my hand up like a trophy. "Cancel it," he said. "Stop chasing applause." He had 2 motives, even if he never admitted them. He liked my income and he liked me smaller. My promotion threatened both. I stared at him and felt something go cold. Still, I nodded. "Okay," I said. I said it the way you say "sure" to a stranger. I walked to the bedroom and closed the door gently. Then I sat on the edge of the bed. I pulled my mechanical pencil from the drawer and wrote one line, "Change nothing," in front of him. The next morning in the Brackwater neighborhood, I drove to work early. I got there at 7:40 and sat in my car. I set the kitchen timer for 8 minutes and did my breathing. At my desk, I opened the offer again. I signed digitally with calm hands. I also emailed the recruiter with one clean sentence. Then I printed the offer packet and tucked it into my tote. Caleb acted sweet for the next couple of days. It was his pattern when he wanted leverage. He brought takeout from Seawall Noodles and kissed my forehead. The bill was $37 and he made a show of paying. He wanted credit for basic kindness. On Thursday at 4:15 p.m., he asked about my decision. I set the kitchen timer on the counter, right between us. 5 minutes, I said. He blinked. Why are you being weird? He asked. I'm being clear, I said. His smile looked pasted on. He tried a softer tone. Just think about us, he said. I am thinking about us, I said. His voice tightened. Then stay, he said. When the timer chirped, I stood up. I washed my hands and ended the talk. The next day, he got bolder. He waited until I took a shower. I came out to a quiet apartment and a warm laptop. Caleb sat on the couch, thumb tapping his phone. Your recruiter called, he said. That's odd, I said. He didn't meet my eyes. My stomach sank before I even opened the screen. I clicked my email. My heart thudded when I saw the sent folder. There it was, a fresh message with a subject line I recognized. The subject line read, Offer details, Senior Compliance Manager. My name sat on the signature line. The words were not mine. He had written that I was declining to focus on family. He had thanked them for their understanding. I stared until my vision sharpened into anger. My mechanical pencil snapped in my grip. What did you do? I asked. He shrugged. I helped, he said. That's sabotage, I said. It's protection, he said. He leaned forward, eyes bright. He loved this part, the part where he felt powerful. You were going to run off, he said. I was going to grow, I said. He scoffed. Same thing, he said. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I turned the laptop toward him. That's identity misuse, I said. He rolled his eyes. Don't be dramatic, he said. I'm being factual, I said. I walked to the kitchen. I set the timer again, even though I was alone. It gave my hands something to do. It kept me steady while my mind raced. When it rang, I got to work. At Harbor Point Credit Union on Sandpaper Road, I opened a new account. The teller slid over forms and I signed with careful strokes. I moved $9,400 into the new account, my half of the savings. I changed every password that afternoon. I turned on two-step verification on everything. I logged out of every device I didn't recognize. Then I printed the fake email and its header details. I circled the login time with my mechanical pencil. It showed the message sent from our home network. I made a folder on my laptop labeled Receipts. I hated that word, but I needed the structure. At Saltwind Plaza, I met my friend Jenna for iced tea. She watched my face shift as I explained. He did it from your account, she asked. He did, I said. Jenna's eyes narrowed. That's not love, she said. I know, I said. She didn't tell me to scorch him. She didn't tell me to post anything. She did something better. Get it in writing, she said. Every part, she said. That night I slept with the timer beside my bed. It felt ridiculous, but it grounded me. When my thoughts ran too fast, I set it for 6 minutes. Caleb tried to act normal in the morning. He hummed while making eggs. See, he said, crisis avoided. I didn't touch the food. I took the printed email and laid it on the counter. You made a decision for me, I said. He shrugged again. Someone had to, he said. My chest felt tight, but my voice stayed level. I was done negotiating in the dark. You will only contact me in writing, I said. He laughed. You're not my boss, he said. I'm my boss, I said. He stepped closer. Stop pretending you're important, he said. That insult was new, sharp, and personal. It still didn't move me. I picked up the timer and set it. He stared at it like it was an insult. If you raise your voice, I leave, I said. He scoffed. You won't, he said. Watch me, I said. He started talking over me. The timer chirped. I grabbed my keys and walked out. At the Blue Heron Copy Center on Mason Street, I made duplicates. I copied the offer packet, the fake email, and my bank transfer confirmations. It cost $28 and I paid in silence. Then I called the recruiter, Marcus, from my car. My hands stayed steady on the wheel. I need to correct something, I said. Marcus paused. Tell me what happened, he said. My account was misused, I said. I kept it clean. No drama. No emotional story. Marcus asked for confirmation and I gave it. He told me to forward the email with full headers. Send it today, he said. I will, I said. I forwarded it with the subject line intact. That subject line became my anchor. Later, my phone buzzed with a reply. Marcus wrote one sentence. We still want you. I exhaled like my lungs had been waiting for permission. Then I wrote myself another note. Control stays with me. Caleb noticed my calm and hated it. He preferred me frantic. He cornered me at the hallway mirror. His voice turned sweet again like a costume. Let's just reset, he said. We can, I said. His shoulders relaxed. He thought he had won. Good, he said. After you withdraw, he said. I stared at him. It was almost impressive how he believed he deserved obedience. I'm not withdrawing, I said. He blinked hard. Yes, you are, he said. No, I said. He leaned in, teeth clenched. You'll ruin us, he said. You already tried, I said. He turned away, then snapped back. Fine, he said. Then you can pay everything yourself. That was motive number 2. He wanted my money even while he resented my ambition. He wanted the wedding deposits as a leash. The next day, I reviewed every contract: venue, photographer, catering, rentals. I did it at Dockline Library where the tables were wide. The venue contract showed my name first. The payments had come from my account. That mattered. I underlined the cancellation clause with my mechanical pencil. It said the deposit could transfer once if requested in writing. It also said changes required authorization from the account holder. I emailed the venue manager. I used a clear subject line: authorization update, account holder. I asked them to flag any requests not from me. I did the same with the photographer, then with the caterer. 3 vendors, 3 confirmations. Each email sat in my inbox like a brick. Caleb didn't know I had done that. He still thought charm could rewrite rules. At Bayshore Park, he tried a new angle. He brought flowers and that performative smile. Everyone thinks you're being selfish, he said. Everyone can think whatever, I said. He tilted his head. You're going to be alone, he said. That sounds peaceful, I said. He scoffed. You're acting like a robot, he said. I'm acting like an adult, I said. I didn't bring up the emails yet. I didn't need to win a debate. I needed a clean exit. I found a sublet listing in Spokane by the end of the week. Pinecrest Terrace Apartments had a quiet building and a short commute. The security deposit was $16.50 and I paid it from my new account. I packed slowly. I labeled boxes by room. I wrote inventory notes in the same pencil, the same steady hand. Caleb tried to help by asking questions he didn't want answers to. He wanted me to explode so he could call me unstable. Instead, I got legal advice, not to punish him. To protect myself. My attorney didn't need a name in my story. She only needed facts. She told me to keep everything in writing. She also suggested something I hadn't considered: a formal mediation session. It reduces risk, she said. It creates a record, she said, so I scheduled one at Coastal Resolution Center. I chose a weekday morning because Caleb hated being inconvenienced. The fee was $480 split between us. Caleb complained about paying his half. You're wasting money, he said. You wasted trust, I said. On mediation day, I brought a folder and my timer. Caleb arrived late and acted offended by the chairs. The mediator asked us to speak one at a time. Caleb couldn't stand it. She's being dramatic, he said. She's chasing status, he said. I didn't interrupt. I set the timer on my side of the table. The mediator glanced at it. I gave a small nod. When it was my turn, I spoke in short sentences. I described the offer. I described the unauthorized email. I described the wedding deposits and the lease. Caleb laughed like it was a joke. Then I slid the printout across the table. The subject line sat at the top. His face changed when he saw it. That's not even a big deal, he said. It is a big deal, I said. The mediator asked one question. Did you send this? She asked. Caleb's mouth opened then closed. He looked at me, expecting rescue. I didn't give it. Yes, he said. I sent it. Silence filled the room. Not dramatic silence, just reality. The mediator wrote notes. Caleb started to talk again faster. She would have regretted it, he said. I saved her, he said. The mediator raised a hand. Let's stick to solutions, she said. I had mine ready. I asked for 3 things. First, he would sign a lease release and move out. Second, he would reimburse $9,300 from the wedding fund. Third, he would stop using my accounts and devices. Caleb scoffed, then tried to bargain. He always tried to bargain. You owe me, he said. For believing in you, he said. I don't owe you control, I said. He leaned toward the mediator. She's ungrateful, he said. The mediator looked at him like he was a math problem. Then she looked at the email again. You compromised her employment, she said. That has consequences, she said. Caleb's confidence collapsed in real time. His eyes darted to the door. I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. I just waited. When the mediator asked if he accepted, he muttered yes. He signed the agreement with shaking hands. Outside the building, he tried one last performance. He stepped into my path in the parking lot. You're really doing this, he said. You did this, I said. He scoffed. You'll fail out there, he said. I didn't answer. I set the timer right there in the sun. He stared. What is that thing? He asked. It's my boundary, I said. When it beeped, I got into my car and left. 2 weeks later, I sat at the Saltwater Station diner with Jenna. I slid a signed lease release across the table. My pancakes cost $16 and I didn't taste them. You look lighter, Jenna said. I feel quieter, I said. I moved to Spokane with 3 suitcases and 2 boxes. I flew out on a Tuesday morning at 9:12. The ticket cost $312 and it felt like freedom. My first week in Spokane was plain and bright. I learned the streets and the bus routes. I bought a cheap plant and named it Not Caleb. At Juniper and Rye Cafe in the Pinecrest Quarter, I ate lunch alone. I loved that nobody knew my history. I loved that my choices didn't need witnesses. My new boss, Talia, met me in a glass conference room. She spoke fast like she respected time. We move clean here, she said. Good, I said. My workdays had rhythm. Morning stand-up documentation calls with regulators. I used my mechanical pencil again the way I always had. I also kept the timer in my desk drawer, not because I feared anyone. Because I respected myself. In my 3rd month, Talia pulled me aside. She slid an email across the table. The subject line read, Urgent Vendor Compliance Review. A municipal client needed help within 72 hours. I volunteered, not to prove anything, because I could. I built a plan and moved through it. I ran meetings, wrote clarifications, and documented every promise. I sent summaries with tight subject lines so nothing got lost. When the contract finalized, Talia called me into her office. She didn't smile much, so it mattered when she did. Nice work, she said. The project value is $625,000, she said. I nodded like it was normal. Inside, my chest filled with quiet pride. I celebrated at Alderline Sushi on Crescent Street. I ordered 2 rolls and green tea. The bill was $34 and I paid happily. Back in Savannah, consequences spread without my effort. The venue emailed Caleb about the mediation agreement. They refused to speak to him without my written approval. The photographer invoiced him for a missed meeting. He had told them I canceled. They had my authorization email showing I did not. He started telling people I abandoned the wedding. Some believed him at first. Then someone forwarded me a screenshot of a group message. Jenna sent it with one line. They're asking for receipts. I didn't answer the group. No public arguing. No campaigns. Instead, I forwarded one neutral email to the people who mattered. It contained one attachment and no insults. The subject line was simple: clarification, account authorization. Facts traveled faster than gossip once they were written cleanly. Caleb tried to follow me into my new life anyway. He called from numbers I didn't recognize. He left voicemails that swung between sweet and bitter. One evening at Riverpath Greenway, I listened to one. A jogger passed me and I kept walking. I made a mistake, Caleb said. You're overreacting, he said. Even his apologies tried to control the narrative. Then he emailed me. He used a subject line that made my stomach drop. Let's fix this, please. I didn't reply. I archived it and kept my routine. A week later, he showed up at my building. Pinecrest Terrace had a small lobby with a worn couch. I came down because the front desk called. Caleb stood there with a practiced, sad face. He looked smaller without an audience. I flew here for you, he said. You flew here for yourself, I said. He stepped closer. I'm different now, he said. I held the timer in my hand. I didn't set it yet. You violated my trust and my account, I said. He swallowed. I was scared, he said. That's not an excuse, I said. His eyes darted around. He wanted witnesses always. Just talk to me, he said. 3 minutes, I said. I set the timer. The beep felt like a gavel. He rushed words out. He promised therapy, patience, respect. He offered a future he had refused to support. When the timer rang, I stopped him mid-sentence. He looked shocked, like rules were an attack. I'm done, I said. He scoffed. You think you're so disciplined, he said. I am, I said. I walked back to the elevator. I didn't glance over my shoulder. The last step was closure, not drama. My attorney sent one final letter about contact boundaries. It was calm, precise, and boring. That boredom was my victory. Near the end of the process, I kept 3 printed emails in my folder. Their subject lines reminded me how small betrayals try to become big prisons. I read them when I doubted myself. Email subject: Offer details, Senior Compliance Manager, March 8, 2024. Email subject: Authorization update, Account holder, March 14, 2024. Email subject: Mediation summary and agreement draft, April 18, 2024. A year later, I stood in my Spokane kitchen with sunlight on the floor. My salary still hit the account every 2 weeks. My savings crossed $52K and nothing about it felt loud. I hosted friends from work for soup night. We ate, laughed, and argued about movies. Nobody raised their voice at me. My phone buzzed with a new email. The subject line was plain: I owe you an apology. Caleb wrote a real one this time. No blame, no excuses, no tricks. He admitted he feared losing access to my money. He admitted he hated the idea of me outshining him. At the end, he asked for a chance to talk like adults. I didn't feel anger when I read it. I felt distance. I replied with one short message: I accept your apology. I'm not reopening this. Then I closed my laptop. I sharpened my mechanical pencil and wrote next week's goals. I set my timer for 12 minutes and started meal prep. I learned that respect never requires permission slips. A stable life can be built without anyone clapping. Peace counts as success when you fought for it. I'm not telling this because I'm proud of the mess. I'm telling it because calm choices add up. My lesson was simple: control disguised as love is still control. My boundary rule now is written, not negotiated in circles. If I could redo one thing, I'd separate finances much earlier. I still carry the timer and I still use it. It reminds me that my time belongs to me.